Hello, 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 and welcome. My name is Nick. I'm once again sitting across from Q, and we are here to save the universe. Welcome in. We are so glad that you have joined us. So, however, maybe you're watching us on YouTube or listening to us on your favorite podcast app, we don't care. We're just glad you're here and just glad to have you as part of the family. As always, we are joined by our lavish producer, Jeffrina. How are you, Jeffrina?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Man, I am just checking my game and getting my money right. Is what I'm doing. That is what I am doing. But it's good to hear. Oil money it's good to hear that you're good. What?
It's that big oil money.
That big oil money that the Democrats are going to take away. It's all over soon, so I might as well enjoy it.
You think gas prices will go up?
We don't control that, man.
No. I'm not saying you. I'm saying
I'm saying our government doesn't control.
Oh, okay,
that.
I got you.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
I don't know. Like, I just heard like one of the things I was listening to some of the stuff about Biden, and one of the things they want to do is move to a cleaner energy, and not use what they call fossil fuels. As much.
Fossil fuels.
Does that affect y'all?
As much? It does to a degree, but I mean. Here's the deal.
He actually said he wants to do away with all fossil fuels by 2050. That was the statement that Joe Biden made.
I mean, that's very, very like. I think that's a stretch to say that you can do that. I mean, here's the deal. I mean, I sell lubricants and fuel for a living. Do I believe that we rely way too heavily on fossil fuels as a country? Absolutely, we do, and we need to move. We need to move in a direction where we're not using it as much. But I don't think that our dependence on that is going to just. That's. I mean, what 2050 is 2020? Or 30 years. 30 years is that's really wishful thinking, I think.
I don't know. That's what I was just listening to the cabinet members he's putting in, and that's something to say.
But here's the deal with me: I sell more lubricants than I sell fuel. So here, at the end of the day, you got an electric car. It's still got metal against metal in that electric car, and it still needs oil. So what
would they do for that if they do away with fossil fuels?
You can't.
Like even an electric car has to have that? But does an electric car have to have oil?
It does, and now take that. It may use synthetic oil.
Oh, okay.
Which is more expensive, which is just fine with me because I get a better margin on it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like we've had this conversation about the middle that doesn't exist anymore. You know, I was talking to some folks the other day who are very, very far right, and I was just like, look, here's the deal. Do we need to completely get rid of fossil fuels entirely? No, probably not. Do we need to rely on them less as a country? Absolutely we do. So guess where we find ourselves? In the middle. That's usually the truth and the best route lies in general. Just like, I talk about guns, do we need to take away people's guns? No. Do we need to make sure crazy people don't have them? Yes. So somewhere in the middle is the truth. It's the route we need to take. So yeah. So I like middle. Middle's fun.
Well, I mean, it's good for some things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Middle of an Oreo cookie's good. I like that.
Yeah. I actually like the Oreo cookies that have less cream and more cookie.
Well,
yeah. How about you? Where you stand on Oreos there, Rena?
Double stuff's good.
You like the double stuffs?
Heck yeah, man.
See, I'm not a double stuff guy, but you know what? That's your right.
That is my right.
You get to like double stuff Oreos, and I don't like them, but I don't hate you for it.
No, I hate you for all kind of other reasons.
Man, lots going on in our world. I don't even know if I want to get into any of it, but
is there stuff going on?
Yeah, but I mean, as of yesterday, as we are recording this, the Trump administration said that they can begin the transition.
Oh yeah.
to the new president. So
all right.
I mean, I knew some people thought. I mean, I feel like a lot of my friends thought that wasn't going to happen, but I was kind of like.
Yeah,
that's going to happen.
Well, I mean, it was going to happen. Whether or not that it was done in a peaceful manner, I think was the question.
I even thought that would happen. I mean, there's no win not to.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't think. No,
I mean, I just didn't. I mean, this is happening exactly how I foresaw it happening. So far, I mean, it could go completely bizarro, but
He can get Bizarro anytime.
I think he'll be. I mean, at the end of the day, I think he's upset that he lost, which I get it. I mean, nobody likes to lose.
Nobody likes to lose.
And he really wanted to press the issue and think, is something going on? And there was no evidence that something was going on drastic, enough to like overturn anything. And so now he's going to reluctantly like step away, and then Joe Biden will come in and be president. And then I, honestly, if somebody said, Q, what do you think the Biden presidency is going to provide for us? Not a lot. A little.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of. I'm sure he'll actually. You know what? Maybe the environmental thing will be the one thing that he does put us on a better trajectory for. I think he included in like this, I don't know, Secretary of Security or State or something. Anyway, he included an office for
it's like the environmental czar.
Something like that.
John Kerry is going to be running that office. So.
I kind of John Kerry, man.
He's an interesting fellow,
man.
Yeah,
but like it's. I think we're still going to have a Republican Senate, and you're going to have a Democratic president, and it's going to be one of those years where you kind of like 4 years later we're like
nothing really happened.
Yeah, it was kind of calm.
Pretty much.
That's what I think. And again, I could be wrong.
Yeah. Another big thing that's happening right now in our state is it's Iron Bowl week.
That's big.
That is the week of Alabama Auburn.
Yep.
Which is always a big deal.
Can you believe Gus Malzahn got like nominated for Coach of the Year?
I cannot. I don't.
What'd he do? What's he
I don't know what he's. I don't know.
Even Auburn fans don't understand that. Nobody's
actually most Auburn fans that I know and talk to on a regular basis would love to see Gus Malzahn not be the coach at Auburn anymore.
It's incredible.
That would be their favorite thing.
He has held on to a job with less success better than anybody I've seen in a long time.
I don't do conspiracy theories, but I have a conspiracy theory.
Okay.
All right. So my conspiracy theory is that when Nick Saban knows that Alabama's having a little bit of a down year, he lets Gus win so that he keeps his job.
Maybe it's true.
Because I really think that's the only way he's kept his job. He's managed to beat Alabama a few years.
What time is that game Saturday?
It is at 2:30 on Saturday.
Okay, 2:30 game.
2:30 on Saturday, and I'm thinking Alabama wins by 110.
It's gonna be bad. It's not gonna be close. What we're gonna do something a little different today. Usually, you stir the ship as we go through this podcast.
Did you say stir the ship?
Steer.
Okay.
Steer the ship. Now, many times you drive it like you're driving the Titanic.
I do. I like to look for icebergs and then steer directly into them.
But we let you drive. We let you captain it. I sit here in the co-pilot seat.
You say that, and then when I do try to steer the ship, you come and grab the wheel and just sling it in all sorts of different directions. How many times have I sat here with my phone in my hand ready to be on a topic and never get to actually talk about the topic? Because you want to talk about body hair for 40 minutes.
It's priorities, guys. Well, the priority this week, and we're going to stay away from the icebergs a bit, it is also the week of Thanksgiving.
It is. Thanksgiving is 2 days away as we're recording.
But since it's that, I thought what I would do with the three of us, is I just got some kind of rapid fire a little bit over the next little bit. I mean, I say rapid fire, but just, short stories of looking at the last year and asking you some things you're most thankful of, which also might give some people some ideas of things they might want to see, go, try, hear, read, whatever.
I think it's a great idea because when you think of 2020, being thankful is not one of the things you think about.
That's true, but I have this practice, and I told this to a guy I was doing some counseling with yesterday, that when things are going hard for me, one of the practices I do is I have a gratitude journal.
Yeah.
And there'll be long stints where I don't write in it. I'm going to be quite honest. I'm not like an avid journaler all the time. But I do enjoy.
You're
journaling.
Not a journal junkie,
right? I don't journal every day. But when the times it's most helpful me is when life's hard.
Yeah.
Because it's when life's hard that you can look at the things that you're thankful for, and it helps you change perspective. To recalibrate, if you will, to look at some things and go, okay, I know this stuff's bad, but there's also a lot of good going on. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's important for us. And 2020 has been it's been a rough year.
It's been a bit of a dumpster fire.
Yeah. Me and Rena were talking the day, like, I don't know if we even know if we're okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, like I will be thinking I'm okay, and then have a breakdown, just out of nowhere, and be like, okay, maybe I'm not so okay.
Like I said, I think I'm dealing with depression. He's like, oh yeah, you are. I'm like, how you gonna know?
Yeah.
He goes, you want me to tell you next time you're depressed? I'm like, yeah, tell me. Like he's like a super psychologist. Like Dr. Phil's gonna tell you when I'm
I
depressed.
did not have that tone of voice.
That was exactly how you said it.
No.
And I think I've mentioned to you guys, like golf is one of my favorite things to do, and a lot of times when I expect a lot of myself when I play golf because I know that I'm capable of playing golf well, and so a lot of times when I hit a bunch of bad shots in a row, particularly, I will just get really frustrated, and maybe yell a few cuss words under my breath, something like that. And the last couple of times I've played golf, when I've hit a bunch of bad shots in a row, I just wanted to cry. Did
you cry on the golf course?
I just wanted to. No, I have never done it because somebody's always been with me. If I'd been by myself, I probably would have cried. I probably would have just started crying.
I don't know if I can think of a sadder picture of just you hitting some horrible shot and hanging your head and crying on the golf course.
I don't think I can either. But that's 2020. I think that's a picture of 2020.
I mean, I'm not a proponent of it, but you're almost at Old Yeller State, if that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you're like hitting a bad shot on the golf course and hanging your head and crying, like I'm like, should we put Nick down at this point?
Oh.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm okay with my peers determining that, and I'll be okay with whatever they decide.
No, Jeff did not say it. Rena did not say it in that format, but we were talking about it because it's like interesting. Like it's so much. Like you're dealing with so much, and then you just hear about things. I had a friend who had a dad died. There's a good friend of ours who's got a child that's having to have it's a child that's been born for like 2 or 3 months and now is looking at having to have a heart transplant to survive. It's like, it's just a lot,
it's
man.
A lot.
On top of all the chaos of the election, and then on top of COVID-19 pandemic, and on top of all the numbers spiking again, and
the
us
racial
trying to figure
things that we have going on in our country,
all the racial stuff. It's just like it's. I don't know. It's a lot, and so I don't know if we know if we're okay. Like I really don't. Like I don't know if we'll know if we're okay until like a year from now.
Yeah,
honestly. But I do know that even in the midst of all that chaos, that gratitude's a great thing for our psyche, and it helps us. And so there are things that we can still find to be grateful for.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to kind of explore some of that with you guys today. So first one, all right. Thankful. What is the book that you're most thankful for this year?
The book that I'm most thankful for.
The book you're most thankful for this year.
The only books that I've read are books 5 and 6 of The Dark Tower, if you don't count graphic novels. And I didn't like either of those.
Well, way to start this out on a great foot. Good job. You know what? If you're having a hard year, read these 2 books and it'll be worse. Oh, goodness gracious. I don't even know what to do with you at this moment.
Sorry. I wish I've read more. I wish I had time to read more. But those are the 2 I got.
Well, Nick?
Wow, I don't know. I'm trying to think back to all the books that I've read this year and whether or not I read them this year or the year before last or not. I guess the book that comes to mind off the top of my head is a book called Faith Unraveled. And it's about someone who just kind of has their faith deconstructed so that they can kind of reconstruct it. They can be reconstructed. And I think a lot of, I think that's healthy in a lot of ways, because I think a lot of times we basically, we can adopt our parents' faith or can adopt whatever faith has been kind of given to us over the years, which is fine. But I think sooner or later our faith has to become our own. And I like that idea of just, so I think in the midst of a lot of craziness this year, it kind of helped me simplify faith and, a little bit. So I guess that would probably be it.
Nice.
Yeah.
For me, I think the one that I enjoyed the most, I'm most thankful for, was Bob Goff's Dream Big Book. It just in the middle of a lot of not a good year. It was his stuff is always super positive.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It felt good to read something that was positive, and it shared some really cool stories about other companies that did incredible things and how that you can again about prioritizing, focusing, and just having a good attitude. The key thing I thought was great, and I think it's something we could put in place. Is just talking about how he made this statement that leadership a lot of times is determined on our availability, like trying to be available for folks.
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool. Like I think that we live in a culture where we're not very available to people in general. Like you leave us a message, like we don't answer our phones anymore. Like if you call us, nobody answers their phone anymore.
Yeah.
It's like we expect you to send us a text message and then we'll get back to you when we want to, or you can like Facebook message us. And it's crazy how, I don't know if you're listening, if you've never read anything Bob Goff, he puts his phone number at the back of every book he writes. And
I called and talked to him one day.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And he encourages people to call him.
Yeah.
And
couldn't believe he answered, but yeah, he answered.
And part of that's just that availability, and he says you never know where availability will lead. I thought that was really interesting. So I really like that. That's mine.
Great follow on Instagram and Twitter, by the way. If you don't follow Bob Goff, he puts something positive out there every day into the world, and very much needed.
Yeah,
love Bob Goff. One of my favorite people.
All right, number 2. What toy are you thankful for? And by that, I mean what little trinket or thing that you got this year that was different. Like what tool, toy, what thing, golf club, I don't know, whatever you got this year that you go, man, I'm really thankful for this. This is kind of cool. It's kind of, it was different for me. It could be an instrument, it could be a, technical thing, technology thing, anything like that.
I don't remember if we got it this year or not, but I guess I've been, I bought my wife a Nintendo Switch. I think it was about a year or so ago.
Yeah.
And man, we love that. That's a lot of fun. It's,
I've only played it at your house. I played it, I think, one time at your house. That's the only time I've ever played it.
Yeah. Oh, we got to do that again soon because it's a blast. Yeah. We the other night we playing Smash Brothers on a Nintendo Switch, and it's just so much fun to just get a character and just beat the brains out of the other people in the room.
Did you tell me your wife gets like uber competitive about that?
Very competitive. Very, very competitive. There was one time where we were playing Mario Kart. And if you have not played Mario Kart out there, you need to find a way to play Mario Kart as soon as possible. It's one of the greatest games ever invented. But yeah, we were playing Mario Kart, and she was beating me just barely. And right at the finish line, I hit her with a red shell, and it busted her. And I went right by her and won the race. And I don't think she talked to me for an hour. It did not go well. So yeah, that's probably our favorite toy in the Longshore residence.
It's really cool. I mean, here's the thing, like, I played video games a little bit this year because when I dislocated my ankle, I was kind of laid up and played video games. It is in a time that's stressful. I mean, again, I don't think you should like play video games all the time. We have a culture that's Fortnite it away. I mean, all this, a lot of but a fun game with some friends is like a really good way to wind down sometimes. So I'm pro that. I'm pro that for sure.
Absolutely. And we play with friends more than we do just us. Or stuff like that. Yeah.
Randy, you got any new toys this year?
I've been playing a game called Hollow Knight. I put like 45 hours into it, and I'm not done yet. And it's really fun, and I love it very much.
What's the premise of
Hollow
it?
Knight?
Yeah. The premise is very, what's the word I'm looking for? Open-ended and bleak. You don't really have any. You just find NPCs, and they're talking, and you have no idea what they're talking about. But
can I just recap on these first 2 questions that I asked you?
No. It reminds. Did you ever play a Metroid game when you were a kid?
No.
Metroid?
Yeah, I played Metroid, yeah.
Okay. It's like Metroid, except for it's like a...
Dark and depressing, apparently.
Yeah, if like Tim Burton's style made Metroid. It's really cool.
I don't know if we should be watching me and Tim Burton movies in 2020. I just don't know. Yeah. I'm telling you, honestly, this is the honest to God's truth. I've like passed over Edward Scissorhands about 7 or 8 times on whatever streaming on maybe Amazon Prime or whichever one it's on, and I don't know if I can do it in 2020.
Yeah,
it's Edward Scissorhands is sad.
It's sad, man. It's really sad. Like I like it's Burton stuff is a little too much for me right now.
I think you'd be okay with the first Batman movie though.
Mars Attacks too. There's nothing.
No, Big Fish.
That's an exception. But some of the stuff, I tried to watch Sweeney. I watched about 10 minutes of Sweeney Todd and went, not 2020. That's the truth. You can go look on the Netflix thing. There's like 10 minutes of Sweeney Todd going. I went, I'm not doing this.
Not 2020. No. Yeah, I hear you. I'm with you.
Because he is dark.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, he's a dark dude.
I will not watch his Charlie and the Chocolate Factory this year.
Good. It's not a good movie.
It's not as near as good as the first one.
No, it's not.
I'll watch the first one. New toys for me. I don't know. I think I really like when we get new kitchen stuff, and so I got a coffee French like pour over, not a French press, but pour over thing. Somebody got me this last year, and I got to make some coffee with that. That was really good. That's probably not a simple thing, but like I really enjoy coffee, and especially during COVID, I started doing this coffee with Q. So for a lot of time, it was like this moment where I don't know. I mean, you couldn't do anything else in the beginning. We didn't know what else to do, so that was just a real routine, calming thing for me. And man, a pour over coffee is a lot better than a Keurig coffee. Just saying.
Oh yeah.
From my personal opinion.
I don't know the difference.
But you don't drink coffee, do you?
I'm not a coffee guy. I drink it occasionally, but not much.
I'm surprised you don't shave your chest.
Thank you.
Is there? This is one I thought about. Like in 2020, is there a new friend that you're like, man, I'm really thankful for this new friend? Like maybe someone that you didn't really know, that you've kind of began to have a kind of a friendship with. That in 2020 somehow you guys have connected and began to be friends somehow.
It started before 2020, but I would say during 2020, me and my wife especially have become much better friends with with Rena's wife, Lauren. She has been a very, very wonderful addition to our group. And her and my wife, I know, talk like daily, which is like really, really good for my wife to have someone. They have a whole lot in common, which is kind of scary. Actually, we find out all the time they have more and more, like almost to the point now where I think we might need to keep them apart. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Lauren Tennant on that one for us. Yeah, we love Lauren.
Nice. Anybody for you, Rena? Is this some guy with no legs that lives on the corner of your street? That wears a hood all the time?
There's a bum that tries to stab him every day when he walks into his house.
I got to meet some of Lauren's friends from Scotland this year.
Oh,
It's been nice to catch up with them and see what's going on in their world.
that's cool. Has it been pretty rough in Scotland, the COVID stuff?
Yes, like they're shutting down all the time in the crowded areas. So,
I saw where Great Britain said they weren't shutting down anymore. They were going to open up.
oh really?
Yeah, I don't know what their deal is.
Do they live near a golf course and do they have a spare room?
Probably. I'm sure there's plenty over there.
I think mine, like, I meet a lot of people, and I guess I'm slower these days of developing like deeper friendships, but
yeah.
And I would not say that me and this person are deep friends yet, but I feel like I'm having constant conversations with this guy Michael at Jamocha's. I don't, y'all know Michael. I've known him forever. We actually known each other forever, but now we've just talked quite a bit.
Big fan of the show, Michael is.
Yeah, we just talked quite a bit. He actually gave me a topic for the show, or asked a question for the show. Actually, I should just ask you guys that question, and we don't have to like deal with it, but right now. But it was an interesting question.
Why are you going to ask it if we're not going to do it?
We don't have to. It's just something to think about. But he said, would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck? This was a thought that came to his mind.
Duck-sized horses.
100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
I mean, top of my head, I'm going with the one horse-sized duck.
I thought that too. He said he would take on the 100 horse-sized ducks. I mean, duck-sized horses, because he felt like he could just kick them away.
Yeah, but man, you let one or two through, and then it's on.
Now, how hard does I want to know, like, proportionally how hard a duck-sized horse kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got to think too. Like horses are dense and like muscular, where ducks are like.
Are they not though?
Not really.
I wouldn't think so.
I've seen like those geese attack people and stuff.
I feel like I could punch a duck, and I feel like I could punch a horse-sized duck in the head, and it would quit. It would leave.
Yes.
Plus, they have they have pretty good sized eyes too. So I feel like I could do some eye gouging really well on a horse-sized duck.
And my thought is, end of the day, like if I had to get away, I could get away from one.
Yeah.
Horse-sized duck.
Yeah.
But
You could fly after.
Well, because horses are definitely faster than ducks.
Well, yeah, and
So-
they're everywhere. They're going to just keep coming.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good question, though.
Good question. But it's just been interesting. I spend a lot of time at that coffee shop. I find myself there a lot of mornings getting a cup of coffee, just kind of trying to focus on the day. It's actually, that shop's something I'm thankful for in 2020 for sure, just this place of centering for me. But yeah, it's been cool to begin to have conversations. Again, many have known each other for 14 or 15 years, but to begin to have deeper conversations. And he's a recent dad over the last year or so, 2 years, and so there's some of that we get to talk about, and it's been really cool. It's cool when you see someone you've known a long time, never thought there's anything gonna come from it, and then you begin to, have talks and stuff. So I've enjoyed that a lot. All right. Is there a song in 2020 that you're like, man, this is my song for 2020? I'm super grateful for this song.
First song that pops in my head, I guess the song we've been doing at church a good bit, Still in Control. It's a really, really cool song. Just talking about how God is still in control, which I think is a really good reminder for this year. And it's kind of talking about how it can be difficult to worship, difficult to sing to God, and when you don't feel like it, basically, and kind of finding ways through that. So that's kind of really been.
Who sings that? Just if somebody's out there and they want to listen to that, Nick, who sings that?
It's a collaboration actually between I think it's Vertical Church, but I think it's like the lead singer of Elevation
Worship.
Band.
Okay.
Yeah, Elevation Worship's band.
Okay.
And so it's like a collaboration type thing.
Okay.
But yeah, it's good.
Mine, I love this song, and I think I've loved it. It's been my favorite song of 2020. I don't even know when it was done, but I've discovered it in 2020, and primarily for my daughters in a way of living life and a spirit. I would say I hope that they would carry on. It's a song called "Wildflowers" by Maddie Pope or Pop. I don't know if you've ever heard that, but it's a really just great song that has this idea of how we should live like wildflowers. And I don't know, it's a beautiful song. If you're out there and you're want to check out a really cool song that's going to make you feel good, it's a great song. You should check it out.
Sweet.
That's been the song that I've probably a lot liked the most in 2020. Yeah. What's you, Rena?
I don't have anything.
Sure.
The worst.
I understand. You just bleak
Yep.
life, sadness.
I will say
This year I've been listening to podcasts nonstop.
I've been listening to a lot of
dug
podcasts too. I will say, and I don't know if this is another question that you're going to do. My artist for 2020 that I have discovered in 2020 that is amazing is Toby I can't say his name. Nwigwe. Toby Nwigwe.
Yeah.
Out of this world. Just so I love his stuff so much.
Yeah, you introduced him to me, and I've really enjoyed him as well.
He's great. He's got a couple of great. Try Jesus is a great song that he does, and he's got another song called Eat.
Yep.
Which is got one of my greatest lines ever. He says, I'll pour that all over everything like Tony Satchery.
Such a great line. Yeah, he's been a good artist. I've really, for me, my favorite, the artist I'm most thankful for in 2020, crazy enough, was the same artist I'm most thankful for in 2019, is a Dolly Parton.
Yeah, because she's going to save us all.
Yes. She really is, y'all.
She is.
I don't know if you know how awesome this is.
Yeah, she's awesome.
When all this happened, she's the most incredible person. When all this happened, she donated $1 million to Vanderbilt, and they've now created that vaccine that's 95%.
Nearly 95% effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dolly Parton is going to save.
Yeah.
She is going to save us.
She is going to save us all. Yeah. I think when all this is said and done, I think Nick and Q and our fan base should take a trip to Dollywood.
Oh, my goodness. It's amazing.
That would be great.
Just to say
thank you.
The fact that Dollywood exists is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, when
I
somebody
think she
first told
pretty
her,
much owns half of the Smoky Mountains at this point.
when somebody first told her about that, the pitch was, hey, we should do something like Disney World in the Smoky Mountains.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, no, I'll never work.
Yeah.
And you know why it worked?
Because Dolly.
Because Dolly touched it. They could have said,
and they have a whole giant resort there now.
oh
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
They could have said, we're going to serve poop on a stick in the Smoky Mountains. And if Dolly would have done it, it'd been gold.
By the way, so Dollywood, I've been to Dollywood a couple of times in my life. One of the things that I remember the most about Dollywood is they make pork skins right there in front of you. Fried pork skins right there in front of you. And then they bag. And I don't know if you've ever eaten fried pork skins while they're still hot.
That sounds so good.
Oh my. Oh,
He's never had pork skins.
I've had one time now.
You had that bag when we went on that trip recently.
yeah.
Did you even ever try it?
Yeah,
I opened it.
he gave the bag to me. I ate the entire thing. It was really
Did
good.
you try it?
One.
You did
Yeah, he
try it. You
tried
didn't
one.
like it? Why do you not like pork skins?
My mom talked about how her grandma used to make it and there would still be hair in it. And then the fact that it's just fried pieces of flesh, like, it just weirds me out. And it's really unhealthy for you. So it's like, okay, I'm good with not liking it.
It's unhealthy?
I mean, it's fried skin. And
I mean,
fat.
like if you're on like a low carb diet and like a high protein diet,
good
they
snack.
say, yeah, it's a good snack. I don't know how healthy those are for you either, though. But yeah,
What's wrong with you?
yeah, yeah.
I don't know if I ever met another man that didn't like pork skins other than you.
I'm not from Alabama.
No,
He's not.
Pork skins in like the Northeast is not a big thing.
you're not from the Northeast either.
But I was there till I was 8.
You're from like mid something.
I was
Wisconsin
in
or
Ohio,
something. Yeah, Ohio.
which is the Northeast.
No, it's not the Northeast.
If you say it's the Midwest, you're really stupid.
It's Middle America is what I say it is.
It's not the Northeast, and it's not. It's not. It's neither.
Yeah.
If you look at the country and you look
Yeah.
up into the east,
No, Northeast is New York. Is New York north and east?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've had this conversation with my wife recently.
and she agrees with us.
She agrees with me that it's really stupid, the phrases that we have for our entire country.
Yeah,
Like the West, California is not the West, but it's Texas. Or the South. The South is like ends with Texas, even though California's part of it. And,
yeah. It really
It's
should be the
Southwest?
Southeast.
but they don't call it the South, even though it is the South.
They call it the Southwest. Right?
Sure.
Isn't it like Nevada and Arizona and California Southwest?
Here's what happened. And here's what happens. It's because of population, I think. Because like let's look at your March Madness bracket for like NCAA tournament. You're going to have your Northeast, your Southeast, your Midwest, and your West bracket. And it's because of populations. And so that's why people kind of put it into those type of things.
So for
I think.
Ohio, why isn't it called the Middle East?
We should. That's what it is now.
They
from
call
now
it the
on.
Midwest.
Indiana,
And it's not the West. at all.
Indiana.
That's a great idea. Let's call it the Middle East.
Indiana, Ohio, and Pennsylvania are now the Middle East. That is what we're calling those three states. They're the Middle East. Should we put Michigan? Is Michigan also in the Middle East?
right
All right.
above.
Okay. There we go.
How did that become a conversation for you?
There's not really a.
That's a good question.
Like, that's what I mean. I've never had that conversation with my wife.
It was just because I was talking about being from Ohio and how people call it the Midwest. And it's dumb.
Ohio.
Because it's not the Midwest at all.
It's Mid America.
But they call it the Midwest.
Is it? I don't know that it's included in the Midwest when
That's
you
what-
think about the Midwest.
When people bring it up, they say, you're from the Midwest. When you
See,
say
when
you're
I
from
think of
Ohio.
Midwest, I think of like less populated
think of
areas,
like-
and Ohio's got like 2 or 3 major cities.
I think like the Dakotas.
Yeah, I think of like Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma. Yeah, that's your Midwest.
Maybe Wisconsin.
Well, Kansas.
Maybe Wisconsin.
Maybe. Anyway. Sorry. Just derailed your whole show.
Hey, I'm grateful for that conversation.
Glad somebody is. All right. Last one. Is there just a moment from 2020 that you're really grateful for that you got to experience in some form or fashion that you're like, man, this was in the year that this was really a crazy year. This is actually a really pretty cool moment. I don't know if any of those stick out for you guys. I'll tell you mine to give you a second to think. School's crazy, but my daughter tried out for the 7th grade basketball team, and she doesn't listen to this, so I can say this. Like, I didn't think she was going to be good enough to make it, And it's one of those moments where you're kind of like preparing for your kid having to be let down, which as a father is like one of the things I struggle with most. I think a lot of folks do is I can deal with my own disappointments, but dealing with your kids' disappointments is a whole other thing.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to, for some reason, you just want to protect them from that.
Yeah.
But it was really,
I feel this kind of same way about my wife. When she gets disappointed, it's a lot harder than it is for me. I get disappointed.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, she went to the tryouts. She did awesome. And, she made the team. They only took 7, from the whole grade, and she was one of the 7. And so it was just a moment to be. It just reminded me. I think sometimes here's what it reminded. Here's why it was a great moment for me. Not that my daughter made the team. I mean, I'm really super proud of her and excited, and it's been fun to watch her play basketball with the school. But it was this that, man, don't set expectation. Don't set the bar for my daughter too low. Believe for me, and believe that my kids can accomplish whatever they want. If they're going to fail sometimes, but don't already be. 2020 wants to make us already believe we're going to fail.
Yeah.
So let's start out with it's just this grateful moment where I'm just I want to kind of change my mindset, and I really want to be hey, she might do that. A few weeks ago, she was talking about how she was during the presidential election. They did this thing in their history class where they were running for president. She had to give a speech, and I was like, I think you might win that, and she did. She won president of her class, and then she ran against all these other classes. So I just want to have this attitude with my kids where yeah, you can do that. That's cool. Let's try it, and you might do it. And it'll be awesome. I just want to have for her, for me, for us, this kind of positive attitude, because I think that moment helped me so much, because I think that it's really easy to get down right now and be like, what are we going to do? I enjoyed this morning's staff meeting, because we talked about doing 3 things differently than we've ever done it for this year. And we were all kind of I don't know how it's going to work, but let's try to figure it out. That sounds good. Let's do it. So that moment was a really good moment for me this year. Kind of changed my mindset. And I'm really thankful that God let me watch my daughter and learn through that process. Yeah. So that's fine. That's cool.
Randy, you got a moment?
Watching my wife do, she's been giving baked goods to a ton of people, and
that's one of the things we are grateful for in 2020, by the way.
Well.
Yes.
But it's just watching her and her passion and her want to learn how to do all these different kinds of breads and desserts and stuff. It's just really cool that she's just doing this just to make people satisfied in their tummies.
She made me those things called for breakfast for my birthday.
Kolaches
for that's so good.
Such
dude.
good stuff.
So good. Yeah. I have a request.
We still have pumpkin bread that she made for us.
I have a request. I can't eat it right now because I'm doing this diet thing I'm on, but only for 30 days. So she has another 21 days until she can do this. But has she ever made soda bread?
I don't think so.
I really want someone to make some good soda bread with stuff in it, like olives, a savory soda bread.
Okay.
That's my challenge for her.
Okay. I'll let her know.
Yeah, I've loved seeing her do that too. She's super good at it. It's been awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nikolai?
Good deal. There's so many, but I guess I'll be cheesy and corny and all that stuff. But I'm thankful for this. We have talked about doing a podcast forever, and our lives have just been so crazy that we've never been able to kind of figure out how to get it done and when to get it done. And I guess 2020 finally brought us to a point where we were like, hey, let's do this thing. And so for me to be able to sit here once a week and just laugh and talk about some stuff. It's almost like therapy for me, honestly. And so I'm thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for the people who are actually listening and tuning in and saying stuff to us about it. We had a guy at church Sunday who had made his own Nick and Q Save the Universe shirt.
That's awesome.
Shout out to JB. So yeah, I mean, I guess there's so many things I could say, but the fact that 2020 has kind of brought to fruition Nick and Q Saves the Universe is cool. So hopefully 20 years from now, and we might still be sitting here when we're all 60 and saving the universe. Who knows? And hopefully maybe making money to do it.
Yeah. Well,
so yeah,
that's my steering of the ship.
Yeah.
Nick. So
well done.
thank you, sir.
Icebergs averted.
Except for the Midwest conversation.
Except for the Midwest conversation was absolutely an iceberg that nearly took us to the bottom of the Arctic Ocean. Hey, we hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Man, really sit down with the people that you love. Do the exact same exercise we just did. It doesn't have to be songs or books or whatever, but man, there's so much that we have to be grateful for. I don't have to look very far at all. I know you probably don't either. And so we got a month and a half left of this year. Man, let's try to end it as positive as possible, knowing that like Q's daughter, that you never know the outcome. So sometimes you just got to go for it. And if disappointment happens, well, guess what? You're going to have disappointment in life. Yeah. But sometimes it can turn out in a way that makes everything better and make you see things differently, more clearly. Guys, you got a final Thanksgiving wish for anybody? Rena, you got anything to say?
No.
I will say this: whether you're having to social distance your Thanksgiving or you're with your friends, I hope you have a very just happy Thanksgiving where you get a chance to be around those that you love, or at least maybe talk to them, have a phone call, and just be encouraged that it may feel like we're alone, but we're in this together. We're almost the final month of this year, like you said, and so. We've survived this long, those of us who hear this.
It's the final countdown.
Yeah, so maybe we all make it to the end of it, and I hope so. The truth is some of us probably won't, and I think in that...
Why did you look at me when you said that?
Well, because I don't know. But in that, I guess what I wanted to say that is there's been so much death this year. I mean, just people dying that... Take advantage of every day, because it is a gift. We talk about the thing to be grateful for. Tomorrow is really great. It's something to be grateful for. Mm-hmm. So take it and use it, enjoy it, and when you're done with it, realize that you used it to full.
Yeah. Hey, let's do this. We're grateful for you. We're grateful for our Nick and Q family who are listening and watching. We would love, Rena, would you please start a thread on Twitter, Facebook, wherever, all over the place? We want to hear what you're grateful for. I think that would be a great thing to do, just to get the conversation going over the next couple of days of the things that you're grateful for. It'd be a reminder to all of us. So make sure you do that, and like you said, let's look at the positives as best we can, and try to there was I don't know if you watched the American Music Awards Sunday night.
I don't watch award shows.
I don't generally either, but there was a duet between Katy Perry and Darius Rucker, which I thought was very odd combination, but it was absolutely beautiful. And the song was just it said take all the love with me and leave behind all the hate. And it was just a beautiful reminder. I was crying listening to it because that's what I do these days. But it was great. So let's take all that gratitude, all that we can, and leave behind all the negativity that we can as we move forward in this year. Like us, share us. We're so grateful for you. Have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. And once again, the universe is a safe place. You're welcome.